Hello, I am the Shadow Man. I'm a very important member of the elite, or was, because I questioned their motives. I was asked to leave the society. It was time to reveal to the world what they really have planned for it. What they really have planned is nothing. They allow the world and human beings to be what they will. It is not the cabal or the Illuminati or anyone else, central bankers, anyone else's fault if people do not set the right example to their children, and they do not set them up to be educated so that when they come out of school they're fully functional and mature adults, able to question the system. By feeding into society masses of easy finance, so people are easily gratified without a great deal of effort. Less effort is needed in education to satisfy the base elements within humanity. This alone, since the advent of TV, was grown through advertising what can be attained while you sit there in a stupor watching the innocuous, inane shows that come through to your mind that there are just a vehicle for what is being sold in the advertisements. Whether you buy them or not, it's called free will. The great American dream is to freely buy anything it can with credit cards and not cash. Because they want it now and everyone wants it now, we want it now, we're having it now. Then very, very clever people have increased the currency flow by various accelerated transactions through the advent of computers and the World Wide Web. Have drawn more and more of the world into consumerism and instant gratification, and because of this, people now are neglecting to make sure they set the right example to their children, so their children are set up to go to school, when they arrive at school they're ready to be taught, they're ready to be educated. And then unfortunately in the West, feminist education is eroded the old-fashioned and traditional means of attaining a higher level of cognition. And by eliminating competition in class, by eliminating the natural instinct to question everything, that is the intrinsic human right. By doing that, it's what the left have been doing, the socialists. Well, they're all socialists now. All governments are socialists, although Theresa May, the new Prime Minister of Britain, is a traditionalist and we should support her. She's one with traditional values and they are really, really worth supporting. Let's hope that she drags Britain back to where it was, or it should be, when it wasn't interfered with by the centralised system that want to lower the education standards down by surreptitious means. It is, and it's worth repeating, up to each and every family to make sure your children are disciplined, have set the right example, so they go to school for an education. It is not the government's. concern that your children, how they turn out. It is your concern. It's a primary concern of all people to make sure their offspring are improved, not just materially, but intellectually. They're not too attached, too emotionally attached to ideologies about materialism, because that, in the end, will drag them down. The spiritual ideal is higher than that. It is attached to learning more and more about the world. So you open up to the world as you get older, and then eventually you join it. That's the human, the evolutionary trait that evolves cultures to a higher civilization. Humanity has got a long way to go, and that is falling over a cliff of consumerism, which is causing massive amounts of debt, as PC, political correctness, which is correctly called programmed cyborgs, creates compliant people who are either employable in government or you're not. And then the massive hike in housing prices is dividing society between those who can and those who will never able to do so, and therefore it is changing society forever into those that can and the serfs that serve. Don't vote for Jeremy Corbyn. The man's a fool. Why? This is a shadow man.